Hello everyone, so I warned of this day for many times. And Leo has finally come out the tarnish, so we all know he's the man who wears the trousers. Basically, he'll be Taoiseach again soon. And we all knew this day would come, I said it millions of times, that they will talk about the European army. And this is what Leo has said, that he really thinks in his mind, which again I hope the Irish people are not that stupid, to throw away the Irish neutrality and basically fodder for any wars that come up, because you all know we'd be just thrown to the footline. The Irish people, the Germany and France don't give a shit about the Irish people. The leaders of Germany and France and the European Union, they just laugh at us. That's all. They just think we're a great joke. The money whacket of Europe, where they can get all the money. So that's what they think of us. The European government, the German government, the French government, they laugh at us. They haven't got much time. They laugh behind our back at us. And obviously Leo wants to be a good boy and prove his European masters very well. So he's desperate now to get Ireland into either NATO or the European army. And obviously Irish neutrality. And obviously it's been a long policy of the Irish state since the foundation of the state not getting involved. And I think that's the best thing, just not getting involved, whatever it is. It's just staying out of it, keeping out of it. There's enough suffering and pain without having to join the European army. And not to mention, before I sent it, because there's a few fanboys like, oh lovely, we can join the European army. It will come at a cost, obviously, because the Irish army are an auto state, that it will cost billions to probably join it every year. Probably would cost billions, because if you join NATO, for example, Ireland would have to spend a ridiculous sum of money every year, which would obviously have to come somewhere in the Irish state. Either a cutback in healthcare, a cutback on any other things too. And then everybody would be wondering why we joined it and why they're suffering. But yeah, Leo was confident. Obviously, they couldn't just join it on a whiff. They couldn't just go to Dáil Éireann and Shannon Éireann and say we're going to vote on forward. They have to go to the people. They go to the Irish people. Referendum, in other words, because it is in the Constitution of Ireland that Ireland will remain neutral on things and not get involved. And I think that's the best policy, if anything, just not getting involved, because we're just a small country that hasn't got any kind of military capability whatsoever to do offensive or whatever. And I think it's just the best policy, because it's just going to cause pain and suffering. Any war or anything will just cause pain and suffering, and there's enough of that in the country at the moment, without putting more people through too much more. And Leo should really just cop himself on. You think he'd be more worried about the people? People are struggling to make ends meet at the moment. You think he'd be like, right, we need to do something here, instead of worrying about the European masters in Brussels. I love to be in his position. I just tell I tell the whole lot of them in the European Parliament to go fuck themselves. Excuse my language. But that's what I would say to them in the European, because I wouldn't have much time for them now. So yeah, we all knew this day we're going to try and sneak this in. But I would hope, and I do pray, that the Irish people are not that stupid, that they will vote and say, look it, we're going to join the European army. We're just going to throw away the whole state. We're just going to basically sign away our sovereignty. And again, to be sovereign is to have its own independent army and things like that. Obviously that won't exist if we join the European army. We are just one army, no Irish generals or anything like that. No, at least in the Irish army, in Oak Creek, Naheran, you have leaders, you have members of the Irish Defence Force that are Irish people that are in the Defence Force. In other words, the leaders of the Defence Force, the Chief of Staff is an Irish person. Compared to the European army, it could be God knows who. It could be German. It could be a French general, or field marshal, or whatever it might be, an admiral, even too. But I do think that we have to cop ourselves on a bit, because I do think it's worrying to see this, and I would hope if it does ever come to vote, I would hope to do. Obviously, it probably will be voted again. As somebody pointed out in the comments underneath this article, the Lisbon Treaty, when Ireland rejected the force, the round 2, we have to vote yes. You have no choice in the matter. This is not a democracy. But yeah, hopefully if it does ever come, because Leo he's just not with it. Let's be fair, he's just not with it, because overwhelming amount of people. One poll said over 72% in favour of neutrality, keeping neutrality. And the media in this country just night and day pushing it, trying to get Ireland to, I don't know, go to war with Russia, to be totally honest at this stage. Like, they're really just desperate at this stage for Ireland to go and to literally jump off a cliff at this stage. In terms of just declaring war, openly just declaring war on Russia and going in on Russia. Like that's what the media are more or less saying. Ireland can take them on. That's more or less what's being said at the moment by the media, and you just have to feel sorry for these people. But yeah, take care, everyone, and bye.